Where'd it go? I hit the wrong thing. Alright, let's see if I got music. And I still gotta get all this stuff set up on my phone. Who's this loser that's live? Oh wait, that's me. Here we got tunes. We got good. Just to prove I actually do pink occasionally. Alright. Let me do this. And even though nobody's in here, don't forget, I need your votes, because these need to get on the lathe. 2 options. Christmas tree with a lot of trap there, diorama with a lot of trap there, because Lego gives a lot of trap there and resin. I got a poll that's live on here right now. Please go and vote. I'm tied at 1 each. Because if nobody votes, I'm going to pick, and I'm probably going to pick wrong. So, as soon as I turn this off today, I actually want to get one of these on. Let me set them over here out of the way. Arrgh. With that said, I need to ditch my sandpaper. We need this marker just going. Don't need gloves for tops. All right. Oof. I'm saving one of these blocks so I can have something for a rough length. I know I need to make it about a 1/2 inch shorter. And we're going to start off with tops. And I got to pull everything else apart. It's getting toasty in here, so I'm about to turn my heater off. I'm going to have this off to the side so I can throw tops in there as I finish them. And then get this thing set up and we're good to go. Here's another top blank. Found another one. And 2 other short ones. And 2 more short ones. These will probably give me 2 each. I dropped it. Why is that so stiff? Oh, that's penetrating oil out here. Must be my house. Oh well, how's everybody doing? The whole 1 person watching. Let that soak in a little bit. I'll let that soak in. This is just a dry lubricant. It dry. Once it sets, it stays as it stays dry. It's good stuff too, let me tell you what. It's not a great rust protectorant, but it still helps a little bit, so that's why I don't mind putting a little bit on there. Let's close this up. Close that up. It's still a little rough, so we're going to put a little more. Add some penetrating oil, I throw it in there because that's more likely to get in and smooth it out. Alright, I'll throw that block in there. Ooh, that felt a lot better. Alright. Always double check how tight it is. Crank that up. It's also a good way to make sure all your lube is clear. Hopefully I didn't smudge my camera up too much with that. I'm gonna pull the this, pop it onto my other phone because I just realized it's really critically low. All right. Let's do it. Huh. Guess I don't have my spare earbud with me. All right. Yeah, let's get our markers ready. Everybody enjoying this cold? It's just starting to get bad where I'm at. I think there's a wreck. A cop just drove by right as I was grabbing my extra tanks of propane to get out here. He wasn't sliding, but he sure wasn't going as fast as they normally do. Last one. It's really cold now. I love trying to dial heat in. That thing's dull. Holy cow. I'm not even leaving that one available. Earth. How's everybody doing? So I made the mistake of looking at new lathes today. Now I'm trying to figure out how much it's going to cost me to run a 220 line out here because this thing's really starting to act up. I'm not sure what's going to cost more, running the line or getting everything done to do it, or the lathe itself. And if you do digging projects or trenching, don't forget to call 811. I laugh because I locate for 811. This is how what I do is scrap pieces like this. Switch this out. Help if I had the right tool. By the way, if you've ever seen how I do bowls, this is the opposite way of doing them, but you gotta do what you gotta do with these mini ones. All right. I got hot. Everybody enjoying the snow? All right. Up, up. Let that water do its thing. Ooh, I got a new cup. Yay! How we doing, folks? Sorry, that was a weird looking message. These mini ones don't get anything too fancy for finish. I just little pens plus, a little beeswax, set them both at the same time, keep going. And if you are interested in grabbing one of these mini bowls, I do sell them. In the process of getting a website figured out, and just not that great with technology, unfortunately. And this is also the opposite way that I normally make them, because usually I don't make end grain bowls. Little beeswax. Okay. We're going to use that here in a minute. Grab another paper towel. Yeah. There's that set. Yeah. All right. Once you get the little bowl, always leave that little nubbin. I just take a knife and cut the nubbin off. Nubbin's gone. And usually there's enough residual finish on this to just hit the bottom real quick. This isn't wet enough, so we're just gonna add a little, drop. Drop that back where that goes. And then just work it in. And there's a little baby bowl. I'm missing 2 of these little rods. I'm gonna have to find that stuff. Now we got a short one. Crank that down, turn that up. And then we take our roughing gouge and right back into roughing this out. Same thing as last time. Tops. They got hit hard, and I actually ran out of the rainbows at the last show I was at, so more. I'm gonna regret this. reverse that up in there. All right. Now we'll just add some color. Make that a little thicker. What's the famous last words? I didn't say it's going to be easy. Oh, I forgot I had that comment on there. I was like, wait, I don't recall putting anything on there. I forgot I just moved the stream. So disregard that. That was for one day this past week that I was just too tired. Now let's see if we can get another one out of this. I'm going to sharpen this other gouge before I do the next one. Actually, it wouldn't be a bad idea to do both. Why is this thing so rough? Forget that. Absolutely forget that. That. I chipped the corner of this carbide tool off. I just cut this thing's life in half. Because there's the whole point of this shape is to have a sharp 90. So one side I can't even use now. So we're gonna swap this around. Crank that tight. How's everybody doing? Enjoying the snow? Can't believe I'm using language like that on a live stream. All right, I got 3 more short ones and then 4 longer ones. And then I don't know what we're gonna do after that. Any ideas? I'd appreciate. All right. I gotta re-edge a couple tools, so give me one moment. This won't take but a minute. And if you guys haven't voted on the poll, please do, because I want to start that project as soon as I end this stream in a good couple hours. I shouldn't say couple hours, because it's all going to depend on how many people are hanging out and if anybody actually wants to chat. And I know one person here that was in here at one point has already voted, so I need to get that thing on here quick because it's going to take a couple hours. Not that not that they're big hunks of resin or anything. It's only about 3/4 of a gallon in each. They weigh a solid 5 to 6 pounds a piece too, if you were wondering. I really can't wait. And no, we're not doing those on the live stream. Also looking for any and all ideas for videos for next year. I might take a month off, I'm not sure yet. I really want to get some more videos recorded though for you guys. I want to do stuff you guys want to see, not just stuff I think up. As long as it's something I can realistically do, Josh. Let's see. Post. Yep, we're still only at 2 votes. Back out of there, get this back up. So I actually have a video on that, dude. Of course, that was before they updated the program and made it 10 times harder to do. That sucked. That really hurt. For the record, when those things go, it usually comes over, cracks into my finger, and takes off that way. So I take all the force right there. It's also why if you ever see somebody doing a live turning demo, they might not necessarily keep a shield up, because I've never had one fly that way. They always fly back based on the direction of the lathe spinning. I really want to know why that's through. It hurt. Yeah, I might. I do have a couple Yetis that still need to be engraved. I might do that. Speaking of Yetis. Haha! I've been looking for this one. This is one I was having fun with. Got my Master Chief, Apache, one of my logos, F-16, Airwolf, religious stuff. Stand for the flag, kneel for the cross. A-10, another Master Chief. I almost don't want to do this after that last one just threw. No, that is something I've been kicking around too. Is getting some tumblers. I wouldn't do the name brand like Yeti, because honestly the off brands work just as well. You're just paying for the Yeti name and the fact that they use Duracoat on a lot of their stuff, which is the same as a firearms finish that I really like to use. And you'll probably never see it on the channel, but I have been able to put finish onto guns before. I've got a couple I actually had to figure out how to take completely apart to do and then put them all back together. And I'm happy to say they all run just fine. But yeah, no, because I've thought about doing that, so like you could send me like a company logo and do them for all your employees, or if you got a manager you really like or a supervisor that has an inside joke with everybody, like they want to throat punch somebody. Yeah, specific example, because I do have somebody I work with that is their go-to line. Makes everybody laugh too. I heard rumor they actually hit somebody too. Not hard, just not to be silly, but how we doing? Hope everybody's staying safe in the snow and Arctic weather today. Not sure what that's supposed to be, dude, but knowing you, you're probably loading your next thought. Although I'm kind of shocked you're loading it, not just blurting it out. This is what happens when coworkers join. They get hassled like I do at work. At least I wasn't one of the ones that said, oh yeah, I'll go out in the crazy snow in the afternoon to go do our job. That's not nice. You know I'm on a diet. That off. Flip that around. I need the pointy one. Whoops, didn't mean to cut that off. Where'd it go? That was a good one, too. All right, well, we're just gonna pull those down. By the way, let it snow. Spit down the wrong pipe. All right, another mini bowl. I'll get this over here so we're good to go to start the next tops. Slow this down and sand her up. I mean, you can use them for that. I just don't like throwing away that much wood, so I figure make something tiny out of it. It's an epically large Barbie salad bowl. But no, if I was to make a bowl for change, I think I've got the blanks up here. Huh. I don't have any blanks, but this one's started. That would be closer to this size. I need to finish these. I got two that are started and just never finished them. Really, I got a whole shelf up there that's nothing but bowl blanks that are ready to go. Since I'm coming into the off season, since I'm going into the off season at craft shows and going to be building up some inventory, trying to get some videos up, I'm going to be doing some more in-depth stuff with different bowl turning techniques and different ways of mounting them on a lathe and stuff like that. But yeah, why do you think I prefer 512 to everything? I like it. It's not about the size or the power, it's about how you use it. And if your wire's good. To everyone else that's like, what is he talking about? It has to do with our job, because that's a coworker. All right. That's just a little bit of water to get the wood fibers to stand up on end. All right. How's everybody doing? Okay. Here, there's that. Crank her speed up. All right. You know what? We're going to do something a little different before I pull this one off. We're just going to touch this with this tool, just like this. I got to be very delicate, hence me taking my time. All right. Now the camera will pick up that itty bitty channel, but we got that, and then we got my nunchucks. And we just pull this tight into there. Ow. All right. There's another tiny itty bitty bowl. Now we're just gonna take this speed down so it doesn't go flying. And as always, I don't like the way that looks, so we're just going to put that away. This one's a lot thicker than normal, so this is another use for a skew. You can actually use it to cut stuff like that off. Huh. Oh, it don't want to work. All right. If you do any type of wood carving, it's always nice to actually have an actual wood carving knife out too, because they do a lot better job than this. And also, there's like a 32nd of an inch on the bottom of this. Ooh. I can't add finish to that one. It doesn't sit flat. I'm gonna have to actually do a little more work to that one. All right. I went a little too deep when I was cutting the ball part out. All right, let me check a battery here real quick. 83%, I can live with that. All right. So for everybody that just hopped in, how we doing? Alright. Love me some hot tea when it's cold. Fun fact, you can take a bunch of this and just make it disappear. Yes, I know. You can tell where it went. If you're gonna do it right, what you do is you take like something like that and just go, here, watch. Or you can always do the fun trick of, hey, somebody gets too close to the lathe, throw a little sawdust at them, and usually they go, ah, and run away. We're gonna shuffle up the order. Up. How's everybody doing? By the way, we're quickly running out of top blanks. I've still got pens I can work on or start drilling out. What else we got? I got bottle stoppers I can do. I got a coffee scoop yet I gotta do. What does everybody want to see? What's up, Grizz? I haven't seen you in forever, dude. How you been? Ah! I don't think I have any coins out here. I do have sandpaper coins though. Dang it! I didn't want that one to cut off either. Where'd it go? That's the second one I've lost today. Yeah, doing my best. Considering, yeah, I don't think I talked to you since I spent about 6 months over last summer on medical leave from work because foundry I was in caused asthma. Had to get completely out of manufacturing work for everything it caused, and then yeah, so new job, feeling a whole lot better and having way too much fun working on this stuff. What you been up to, man? There, I thought I seen a new message. Yeah, sounds like me, except with the woodworking, man. I keep hoping one of these days I'll actually get the chance to go viral, get some people, get some real subscriber numbers going, maybe actually make some money from here. Till then, I'm still having fun with it. Doesn't help I have a coworker in here that also texts me because he wants to be inappropriate. Josh. All right. There's that. I am so happy you guys can't actually see the fact that I have my show on, talking to you, making the, yeah, no. I am being an absolute unsafe walking catastrophe today. And no, Grizz, you don't need to call OSHA. Because my chainsaw is over there and I will crank it up again. If anybody missed that live stream, it was quite fun. And no, I didn't actually use a chainsaw to cut a pen blank, although I did think about it. It was like, I don't feel like getting hurt to be funny. I appreciate it, man. For the longest time, I never thought I'd break 500, and last I checked, I'm at 584. My watch time keeps going up and then plummeting, and then it'll go up a little, plummet, and then it'll go up a little bit. But hey, eventually. Actually, that reminds me, I still need to do that pull cue pen you were asking about. I'm so happy that my last show is on December 20th. Then I'm not worrying about production for anything for that for a good long while. We're going to be knocking out videos. And hopefully some more live streams, just hanging out, kicking it, doing our thing. I'm going to still be making new inventory for next year. I really like doing tops on these because I don't have to think too hard on that, or I'm doing this and I can just focus on chat, having a good time. And then once in a while, maybe doing a little crappy dancing. Yeah, man. I mean, I won't turn it down considering I pretty much had some people saying my old intro was starting some epileptic issues, so I just quit adding it to all my videos. And I haven't taken the time to edit anything together since. Fun fact though, I actually stink at editing, so that might be why. Are you serious? It wasn't even that small. At least I know where this one went. That's the third break off I've had today. And that one, if I can get my hand right, will spin like crazy. I don't do this often, but that one's mine. I haven't kept the top in 2 years. Let me grab some. Let me grab a little bit of Mountain Dew, and then we'll get to this one. Let's see if I can make the recycle bin from here. Oh, I was a little short. All right. Oh, I've got some other peeps in here. If you guys haven't seen the poll I got up, as soon as I end this, I'm going to be putting something else on here. And I can't decide which winter project I want to do or which Christmas project I want to do. So I got a poll. You guys can pick which one you want to see done. I'm probably going to do the other one next year. Well, I'm probably going to do it, in all honesty, in the next couple weeks, and then upload it or have it uploaded and just put it up next year. But yeah, so feel free to throw a vote up, because I'd like to know which one you guys would actually like to see. And I did cast both of those, including the Lego, putting all the Legos together. I did not get a recording of me building the Legos, though. I just figured that'd be kind of boring. Is that the... I forget which Christmas tree that was. Ah, that is the one I liked more. Take that off. Oh, sweet. Okay, so I got 3 more blanks after this. I am still like to know what you guys want to see, because if I have to choose, I already know what I'm going to do. We got bottle toppers. I got a bunch of pens I need to get drilled out. I don't have all the blanks out here, but I'll do what I can. What else do I have over there? Actually, I got some other resin projects over there. We might do a couple of those too. So, yeah. If you guys got a preference, resin, pens. What's the other one? Bottle toppers. Resin, pens, or bottle toppers. Anytime you're wearing long sleeves, always make sure you're careful around high-speed spinning objects like this. It's getting cold out here. Everything went all quiet. I'm not alone again, am I? I could always do the the one couple I've been seeing pop up more and more that just drive me absolutely crazy, where all they do is can't stand it when they read. I mean, I could start doing that until I start getting subscribers or comments. Alright, so we're going to do this one and one more with rainbow. And then I'm going to do green and red for the other two. It should give me about 6 of those. That way I can kind of have a little Christmassy look to it. All right. Don't mind me, I'm just checking the battery and turning my Wi-Fi off because that should not be connected because I'm too far away from my Wi-Fi or from my router. Yay! Flip that over. How's everybody doing? Jump. All right. Wasn't planning on it. What are all the Christmas colors? I think orange is a good Christmas color. And black. They are. I pretty much sold out of my last show. And solid black would be too boring. Although I do have this piece of pink wood, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Yeah, but if I did that, then I'd feel bad because I think I know who got the first pen. And I'm not just going to give the second one away. Although I do have some pens I need to get drilled out for that I have all the tubes out here. Eh. The person that got the other half's kind of somebody special to me, so they got a special gift. Special. Special. How's everybody doing? If this is gonna fail, it's gonna be during these cuts. And I've already had one fly at my face earlier. Like I said, woo! That one drew some blood. That hurt. One of the many dangers of running a wood lathe. Alright, I think I'm good. Portion of that skin on your joint, at least for me, quits bleeding fairly quickly. Ugh. Alright. Woo! Alright. Well, we are going to transition to just Christmas colors for the last two blanks. And after this, I'm going to start working on some pens. And I am throwing it up there if anybody wants to see something specific. I've got bottle stoppers and a coffee scoop to work on. I've got a bunch of pens that need drilled. And I also have some resin projects I would love to get a little work done on. So any of those I'm fine with knocking out. If you guys want to see something specific, I'm more than happy to get into any of those. Now we're going to try this again. There's still a flat spot all the way up to there. I don't like that at all. I'm gonna throw part of this off. Once I find the tool I need, which I thought was something. No, that's even smaller than that one. Well, while I slowly figure out where my mind went. Whenever you're not sure, and I know this is too long to be safe, we're gonna take a good ½ inch or so off. Here we go. I still have it up to there. That's no, Josh. I got a coworker texting me that likes to watch this but make inappropriate comments, so just no, Josh. No, Josh. Not for YouTube. These are not the droids you're looking for. I can go about my business. Move along. If you're gonna try that, I'll throw it right back at you, my friend. Reverse. Oh, you're right. The droid I'm actually looking for is in my house. Green. Red. Green. Red. Green. Here it says, anybody willing to pick something with pens, resin, or bottle stoppers? I'm starting to get my plan ready in the back of my head. I feel like I'm all right. Reverse again, throw the top. Bottle topper? You mean I gotta change the lathe over for bottle toppers? Is anybody else gonna chime in? Except it doesn't annoy me, I just act like it does. It's just a pain to change everything around. What the heck was that? That was weird. I don't know that I've ever seen this lathe do that before. Broke some stuff loose too. All right. Oh, forward, full speed. Last blank going on. Now, I only say I got to change it over because resin, the blanks I use this same chuck. I don't got to do anything but crank it down and go. That is really rough. Holy cow. Alright. Alright. Everybody enjoying the snow today and trying to stay out of it? I'm a terrible example because I'm in an uninsulated barn. It's not cold at all out here. All right, so this Hey! Two of them turned on. We still need a third one or the fourth one over me to flip on. We got a lot more on that. I think I got about 2 inches since I've been home. That's enough of the tops. I'm not convinced this chuck isn't messed up all of a sudden. I've never had to let go that many times and that easily. Maybe that's why Nova went out of business. Well, if anybody wants to give me a Christmas present, a new lathe chuck. Top of the list. Man, that hurt. I'm just happy it was the other finger that hasn't already sore and bleeding. Because I would have just ended it right there. All right. Yeah, I know you told me it was. Part of why I don't. Ow! Oh, that did not feel good. I forgot that was there and just totally crushed it. All right. I need this bushing that fell. That's in a really awkward place. All right. This bushing is what we use for some of the bottle stoppers. Oh man, that hurts. All right. Okay. So bottle toppers. I got a few ready. So we're gonna get these all cleared. I don't think this one's tapped. Am I tap out here? Wait a sec. I forgot I ordered in a new kit. Because my old tap was getting dull on some of these wood blocks. All right. Okay, yeah, I have one of these that is not tapped out. For the record, for anybody that doesn't know, tapped hole is what you call when you put threads into it. So like the inside of a nut, when it has the threading marks, or when it has the threading in it, the machine that puts the thread in there is called a tap. Oh, actually, it's that bit that is the tap. But I do it manually with a tool called a tap wrench. I feel like the other one I had was better, but I don't know where it's at. Alright, so in order to do a tap, you just loosen this up, lock it in, hold it in there. Be very careful because these are incredibly sharp. You just crank that down tight. You know what? I did buy a better tap wrench. That's why this feels weird to me. Just found my old one. Here's one I prepared previously. This is the tap wrench style I prefer. This whole side, it has this piece here that moves back and forth, and I much prefer these. When you're doing this, it's all about how it feels, and there is zero give when you do it this way. And then when you start, you just this hole's too big. There, I'm getting a bite. So you just do a half turn, back a quarter, half turn, back quarter, half turn, back quarter, half turn, back it off a quarter. And if you're doing this in metal, you actually need, they make a oil, it's called cutting oil or tap oil. It helps the tap stay cooler. I don't think this one's gonna work. I don't think that's gonna hold. We're gonna try it, but I don't think it's gonna hold. Oh, there ain't no way if it goes on that easy. All right, so in situations like this, I gotta find them, but I actually have a metal insert that I'll drill this out bigger, put some super glue or 2-part or 5-minute epoxy on it, take and pound it down in, and then it has a metal piece. It adds a little bit of cost on my end. And technically I could do it on all of them if I wanted. It's just they cost enough to where I try not to. And generally the wood itself is durable enough to take the force of the lathe itself. And when it's just on a bottle, you're not putting anywhere near as much tension on it as what my lathe does. WD-40 is not a good cutting lubricant. WD-40 is good for getting water out of things, but it is not a good tap threading oil. So let me... All right, we got that. We're gonna lock that down. We're all square. And just like the tops, we're just gonna, unlike the tops, I can also do either way. All right, there we're all rounded up. This is some good old rosewood for you. And actually, give me 1 second, I need to look for one thing. Because I'm running really low on some of these and I want to see how many more I've got. There was a time this whole box was full. That's all I got left. I have more bottle stoppers to make than I have blanks. I'll be drilling some of those out later. All right, let's get back to it. All right. I will warn you, we're not going to be assembling these when I'm done. I don't have any of the kits out here, sorry. I got a bunch of that wood in my eye and it's starting to burn. Oh. All right. Oh. Always feels weird when that happens. It like takes my breath away from the pain in my eyes. It only happens with certain woods. I'm just happy it doesn't like burn. spray. Do a little water pop. And for these, I actually do the same finish as how I do my pens. And this is also going to be the last round for this sandpaper, so after the next one, I'm going to grab a fresh sanding pack. All right, so the only difference we're going to add from the bowls is the original Yorkshire grit. I'm going to grab this paper towel, ready to apply some. People joining us, how we doing? Just hanging out, playing on the wood lathe. I ran out of top blanks already, so we're going with something a little different. I really like that. That's a pretty one. Oh. All right, and there we go. There's the first one down. I'm gonna do a couple more, and then we're gonna change it over to do the ones with the built-in corkscrews. The only thing I do to change that over is add a bushing, or a bushing, almost a bearing. So let's take that. And then to assemble them, I literally just threads in just like it does onto there to the actual stopper itself. I didn't think that would drop that. Thought I had enough weight in there. All right. Hey. I also just found a resin one. All right, let's go with the bird's eye maple. And don't forget to hop on my channel and for the Too Much Longer and vote on which resin project you want to see me do for Christmas. I am wanting to get it started later tonight or tomorrow. And it's going to take a good chunk of time, but we will be doing a video on it. Woohoo! This is what's called bird's eye maple, and I think it's curly too, so it's got a real pretty color to it. As we sand it up, it should come out a lot more clearly. Almost out of sanding packs again. Let me see if I got some more. I got one other stash I might have some in. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to order some like ASAP. Oh, we got more. I got more. Sorry, I'm just grabbing some more packs because a lot of these have fallen apart, which means I'm going to need to go through and sort them, and that's not going to be fun. I want to know what the heck happened. Usually the way I make these, they don't fall apart like this. Pretty sure I have a wish list on Amazon too, if anybody's so inclined. I never expect it, but All right. We're just going to pop these into here. We got that. Yeah. Yay, my earbud just died. I don't have any extras out here right now. Woohoo! Wow, that got hot. All right, spray. Yeah. Should be about dry. That's the one nice thing about water, it never takes long. All right. Yeah, so you can see all the little, that's why they call it bird eye, because it's got the little pieces or the little shapes in there. Really pretty wood right there. All right, we are going to add some Yorkshire grit, then some Pens Plus. Fun fact, Pens Plus is actually a food safe finish, as long as you're not using it with any type of salad dressing, because it will eat through it and actually remove it from the whatever it is you've made. So it's the same trick I use for actual pens, or not, shouldn't say trick, it's the same finish that I use on the pens I make. So the other thing I like about doing stuff this way, all it takes is heat to set everything, because all the finishes I'm putting on this are wax. And the last coat is beeswax. I just turn the speed up for the extra friction. Ow. There. Now we just work the wax in, heat it all up. And then you get this nice semi-gloss, which looks absolutely fantastic. Oh. Sometimes if you really crank these on, you can actually, I don't have enough friction for this to stay on. I'm gonna try a pair of whelpers first, because usually that's all it takes. Yeah, I got it. And all whelpers are is actually welding pliers, if you didn't know. Years of being a welder introduced me to these, and I absolutely recommend them to anyone that buys a wood lathe. It gives you the ability to grab something like this, where I actually have a not insignificant amount of grip on it when I'm really holding it tight. I can't with something else in my hand. The little pieces up here for your welding tip are perfect for bushings and for doing pens and stuff. You got a little pair of you got a regular needle nose, you got your wire cutters. I cannot recommend them enough for lathe work. But guys, I hate to say it, I'm actually getting tired, and I'm, despite the heater, freezing. So I think I'm gonna call it here. Don't forget to vote on the which resin blank I'm doing, which I'll grab those real quick just so you guys can see them live. And then I'm gonna run in, grab something else to drink. I need a battery for my face shield, but we've got our little, and try to do this without dropping anything. These things are probably close to 7 to 8 pounds. I said 5 or 6 earlier, but I think they're more than that. And they're big. So we got our little Lego Santa dude, and we got our giant, well, I call it giant, but it's not really that big, Christmas tree. It's got a lot of trapped air in there, which honestly I think makes it look kind of cool. But this is going to be our Christmas bottle. So I got to pull up on the channel under the community page. Appreciate votes on there. If I don't start it tonight, I'm going to first thing tomorrow after I get 2 boards through the planer. When I've done these engraved, which I'm going to try to get that thing done in completion tomorrow. And yeah. So with that, I think I'm going to say, tired boy says cat in the hat, happy dad. See y'all later. Be safe. If I don't do another live before, enjoy your holidays. I'm gonna go find something to eat. Bye. You're still here? I guess I did just say it. Don't mind me. For everybody that's still here, I also have a piece of walnut crotch. And yes, that is what they called it. All right, now I'm really leaving. I'll see you guys later.